My name is Sha'Condria Icon Sibley, and I'm a New Orleans-based poet and performing artist. Thank you and welcome to this episode of the Kennedy Center's series, Arts Across America. The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is honored to partner with the Kennedy Center and proud to bring you talent from our beautiful city. The foundation is the nonprofit owner of the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell, Jazz Fest, and has a mission to sow the seeds of our unique culture for generations to come. The foundation works to promote, preserve, perpetuate, and encourage the music, culture, and heritage of communities in Louisiana through festivals, programs, and other cultural, educational, and economic activities. You know, it's impossible to adequately quantify the endurance that this past year has required of us. Some days, it's felt like the gravity of all of it could bring us to our knees. But we are strong, resilient, especially here in New Orleans. The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation celebrates diversity in cultural expressions and centers the voices of Black and Brown people. Today and every day, we celebrate those voices. Today, we'll hear Ashlin Parker, who is a versatile jazz trumpeter that brings a fiery, brilliant vibrato, energy, and bite to his performances. But first, Lilli Lewis is described as the most mesmerizing and soul-touching combination of jazz, blues, gospel, and field folk imaginable, and has captivated audiences throughout New Orleans and beyond. So without further ado,
Greetings, everyone. My name is Lilli Lewis, and I'm thrilled to be here at the Jazz and Heritage Foundation in New Orleans, Louisiana, to play some music for you on this beautiful piano. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for listening. I am a soldier in the army. It's an infantry of God's will reaching towards tomorrow, and we're mean to break the odds. We are marching for the children, for the mothers, for the land. We will build a new beginning with every soul dares to stand. Have not the pious promise makers taken back every word they said? Blooded by fire, burning upon the cross. Have not the pale moons turned to red? But we must ever believe in truth. Truth is still that regal thing. There ain't no rest. See, there ain't no rest. No, there ain't no rest for a king. If we are all great sojourners, then the journey is our great
No, you didn't want to come here. But now that you have been dragged here, splinters from the slave ship still embedded underneath your fingernails, boy, be grateful. Be grateful for the birth mother who gave you up for adoption, yet still found it in her heart to reprimand you on Twitter. I mean, how can you blame her? It's the American way. American flag on the plate, or shall I say, all of us white shooting stars in blue uniforms ready to paint red stripes across your back. If that ain't patriotic, then I don't know what is. If you can look up into a stadium filled with fans in the stand and still not stand when the soundtrack to this nation's genocide is played, one hand over your heart, kind of like you're trying to stop the bleeding, then maybe we should burn crosses on your jersey and retire it early along with your body. Boy, you must have mistaken that nappy afro of yours for a halo, but you're gonna find out how easily we can make angel of you. See, too many have sacrificed their lives and have died for your right to do the same. We don't have a police brutality problem in America. We have a black folk don't know how to die quietly problem. Don't know how to read the playbook or signal properly with both hands in the air that they are wide open and ready to receive these bullets, from 100 yards away. That pig skin in your hand kind of look a lot like me. Kind of look like you're trying to take the law into your own hands, your arm cocked back like a hammer, like you're ready to turn this blue uniform into a 49ers mascot. Boy, you must be trying to get shot. Drop your weapon, calling Kappa Negro. Get down on your knees.
And our souls were never empty, but in us lay the rage of 10,000 mothers weeping for their stillborn dreams of gentle people under the stars, until they seemed much too far away. We were one, but we were alone, and if we were alone, what we really wanted, in us lay the danger of never knowing who we were, never knowing who we could Sometimes it seems like survival could kill us. Well, survival of the fittest anyways. Sometimes it seems like survival's will is to go back to the before, to go back to the before, when we were warm and gentle people. I for our fears turned to war. We lived in a world of plenty, and our souls were never empty, but in us lay the rage of 10,000 mothers weeping for our stillborn dreams of
Black woman steps up to mic. Black woman has a poem. She has a poem gestating deep inside her belly, can feel the painful pulse of contraction, her mouth fully dilated, but she's afraid to push. She's afraid to push the poem from her lips for fear that the crowd will call her baby ugly, say its cries are unworthy of being heard, or even worse, they will try to kill it. Because see, Black woman has become accustomed to having her babies slaughtered. Black woman has become accustomed to the same kind of death herself. Black woman feels like she should change her name from mother to martyr. Black woman is even afraid to call herself Black woman too many times in this here poem because she has been taught that she is too insignificant to be acknowledged. Black woman steps up to mic. But before she can speak a word, she already hears the crowd's thoughts. They tell her to shut up. Don't nobody want to hear another one of your Black woman poems. Girl, you could shout and roll your neck all you want besides. Don't nobody hear your dog whistle of a voice besides other Black women. Black woman steps up to mic. Prays that she gets it right. realizes that her voice is usually the only darkness in a sea full of white. So she prays that telling her own story is stronger and more powerful than those who try to do it for her or to her. Because see, everybody wants a piece of Black woman, but Black woman can't even speak her own peace. Black woman tries to seek peace between the mic and the crowd in what feels like light years of space, and light travels faster than sound, so Black woman realizes that they will see her before they ever truly hear her. Black woman steps up to mic, cognizant of how she appears, in front of a jury of an audience that probably don't see her as their peer, so she don't want to come off too woman, too Black. Black woman is taught that she don't hurt, that she don't feel a thing, that her melanin and estrogen cancel out the human in her DNA. Black woman is taught that her sorrow is a false alarm that goes off way too often. While white and male privilege gets to siren, it struggles all over the world stage. Black woman steps up to mic, feels the urge to push, but doesn't want to tear. Doesn't want them to interpret weakness from her tears. She don't want to be called a crybaby. So she gently rocks her poem into the back of her throat and she whispers to it, shh, don't cry, baby. And I just want to tell her to yell. Wail like you want nothing more than to break the shell and have your baby be born. You shout out to them about how you survived it all. I'm talking about the rape, the racism, the ravaging of your body for the sake of beauty. You tuck your chin into your chest and you push, girl. You push like you deserve to be heard. You push like you deserve to be here. You push like you have a savior to deliver to this world. Black woman steps up to mic. Black woman speaks.
Wednesday's child, born on Ruination Day, to a preaching man who's better than he took to the grave. When he left his gutter, he caught a cold in his blood. Grief comes in so many colors. So does love. Well, it is what it is. Said it is what it is. Granddaddy shot his son straight in the head. Oh, but the bullet didn't get him, bullet didn't get him, bullet didn't get him. No, said the bigotry killed him dead. And I say, is this my story? Oh, is this my problem with range? Oh, am I making too much of it? Or am I turning the page? Oh. Well, it is what it is. Said it is what it is. You know it is what it is. And it ain't what it ain't. Oh, say, well, now, Grandma lives alone now in the middle of a cotton field. Every star in heaven's revealed. tells me light and lonely, walk a narrow line. That's why even the sun don't hold its head up all the time. No. Mama gave me a book about a small feathered seed whose destiny it was to ride the spirit breeze, and the wind was to decide where it rested and it took root. Am I the fallen seed? Am I the spirit fruit? Well, it is what it is. Said it is what it is. You know it is what it is. Said it is what it is. You know it is what it is. And it won't be what it can. No, 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 it is what it is. And it ain't what it ain't. Said it ain't what it ain't.
I'm not sure who first said that it don't, but black do crack. In fact, black cracks so much till it's often etched in smoke stains all over black lips. Black cracks so much till it got smile lines hollowed out by pain, a void filled with laughter, filled with punchlines from all the best ribbon sessions and yo mama jokes. Black cracks so much till it ain't to be tried, ain't to be played with. Black cracks so much till its heels become hardened from marching and making our dance look more like entertainment than ritual, than prayer. Black got wrinkles and dimples and stretch marks and dark marks and scars and gashes and lashes and keloids, got gangrene and rope burns and spines sprouting choke cherry trees, got gaping holes the size of all the things the devil stole. Yes, black do crack, dries up like raisin, but ain't never been afraid of the sun. Black do crack, sometimes bursts wide open, but never does it break. Even when the sky or this world does, black gonna still be here, still gonna be smiling, still gonna be laughing, still gonna be dancing, still gonna be living, still gonna be looking nothing like what it done been through. We speak our own names as affirmation of who we are, that we are more than hashtags, as confirmation that we are still here. My mama said life would be this hard, growing up days as a black girl scarred. In every way, still we come so far, but they just know the name, they don't know the pain. Please hold your heads up high. Don't be ashamed of yourself, no, I carry you forth till the day I die. But they just know the name, they don't know the pain, black girl. See, whenever someone asks me the meaning of my name, I usually never have an answer. I remember looking for it once in a computer at a shopping mall kiosk, you know, the ones where the meanings of names are saved, then engraved into keepsakes. Thinking all the while the chances of me finding my big old name would be like the odds of winning the sweepstakes, you know, slim to none. I got tired of people mispronouncing it, so I just shortened it to Khan, but they still got it wrong. They kept confusing me with that lady who once sang that song, "Tell me something good." So tell them something I feel I should, and I correct them. My name is pronounced Sha'Condria. No silent letters, no accents, perfectly pronounced with the drawl of a good old Louisiana accent. It just sounds so much sweeter that way. I remember there once was a day when I wished my mother would have stuck to something simple and pretty and majestic like Tiffany or maybe even Alexis, but my fate was sealed by signatures on my birth certificate, granting me the right to forever bear the shame of having been given a ghetto name. So this here poem is for all the little black girls with big names. For the Shahs and Ishas, the Annas and Ikwas, who were told never to write their names on applications. You see, we live in a nation where your name can tell someone your race or even your social status, because some people think only dumb ghetto folk overuse the alphabet. They chalk it up to illiteracy, never creativity, or maybe even history. And I wonder if those who assume would ever stop to think that maybe, just maybe, transatlantic submerged native tongues have re-emerged in the form of ghetto monikers, like my little cousin. I have a little cousin whose name is Tanisha. Sounds a lot like Tinashe, a name from the Shona tribe meaning God is with us, because when her mother transitioned, God was all she had. Or maybe like my friend Lakeisha, whose name sounds a lot like the Bantu name Wakisa, meaning born during the harvest. Now she's an attorney reaping from sowing seeds or working the hardest, or maybe like me. My mother knew this little girl right here was gonna be a fighter. So she named me Sha'Condria, which sounds a lot like Shaka, the great Zulu warrior. See, this here poem is for every daughter who ever became a professional only to shorten her name to a letter and a period just so phone calls could be returned or higher pay earned, because we all know, don't nobody want an Isha or an Ikwa to operate on them. But you see, a book can't be judged by its cover nor its title, and the story beneath your names can't be contained beneath the tides, so let them rise and take their rightful places on your applications and business cards, desk placards and uniforms, until one day ghetto names become the norm. But for right now, we special, you see, and there ain't another girl in the world with a name like you or me. So go forth and rep proudly for all the ghetto name girls. And if someone happens to mispronounce your name, make sure you give your neck a swirl, look them dead in the eye, and correct them. My name is pronounced Sha'Condria. Say it right or don't say it at all.
My American heart, want your baby to be born healthy. Want your son to make it home from the war, fully able to rejoin his people. My American heart hopes your job will help you feed your family. Hopes to let you build a home that houses generations of joy. My American heart knows your mother just an able body. Hopes if your able body ever falters, your wellness won't have much in the way. I hope your children and grandchildren become curious and kind. But above all, I wish them safety from without and within. My American heart wishes safety for my own family too. Don't wanna have to keep them safe from you, but nevertheless, here we are. We're in a difficult conversation, one that just might go on for years. But in this difficult conversation, I want you to know I can see you. No, I can hear you say, no, I still pray for you. My American heart. We're in a difficult conversation, one that just might go on for years. But in this difficult conversation, I want you to know I can hear you. No, I can see you say, no, I still pray for you. My American heart.
We want to thank you again for joining us and listening to this episode of the Kennedy Center's series, Arts Across America, live here from New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation.